this might be the Rumble with the most rumored surprises. Let's break down the last-minute Women's Royal Rumble rumors and how likely they're going to happen. Welcome to Beer and Drink Belle. This is DS, and this is our news and rumor episode, the last minute. All the last minute rumors that's swirling around Royal Rumble, and because we love all the surprises, and we have the perfect partner to talk Royal Rumble because we got Gabby from Gabby AF here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Oh my, it's so cool because you've seen Gabby from TNA. You had an iconic moment on TNA.
By the way, that was like my favorite thing I ever did. I say this all the time, like it was so much fun because that was my first time live, like in a ring doing anything.
Right.
And I like kind of live for it now.
And you insulted my husband, Jake something.
What are you trying to get at? What are you trying to imply with that?
Well, yeah, listen. I love Jake something. I'm just doing my job. If people get insulted, it's not my fault. For some reason, I feel like when things come out of my mouth, it sounds meaner, and it's a Jersey thing.
And of course, Gabby has this amazing podcast where you get literally the top stars all the time. Like, wow.
I try. Listen, I try. It's not easy. It's difficult, but like I just want it to be conversations. I'm not gonna dig into the same things that they're gonna talk about. I kind of like to sit down and make it like you're just hanging out with two of your friends having a conversation, and there's no pressure. So
go check out Gabby AF right now.
Please.
But today we're gonna get some tea. We're gonna talk some last minute tea because tea is piping hot. So let's talk about Women's Royal Rumble because we all know that there's 30 women in the Royal Rumble. So I looked into the current roster and I'm not counting inactive women. So I excluded 2 world champions like Asuka, Kairi, Kiana, Jade, Dakota, who's recently taken out with a concussion. So sad. We already have 29 women on the roster.
Well, there's going to be some surprises. Like, I think we're going to see Nikki Bella. I think
we're going to talk about it.
Am I getting too quickly? I'm sorry.
Like you said, there's so many rumors about who might be coming back, right? So let's discuss all the tea that's out there because there's a lot. And then we're going to do like likely or not likely.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. This is confirmed, so it's not really... But Charlotte Flair... On SmackDown last week, it was confirmed that Charlotte Flair would return at Royal Rumble. The interesting ripple is that Fightful confirmed that Charlotte versus Tiffany has been discussed for WrestleMania. So this is more like, will she win type of situation.
Yes. My pick for the Rumble is Charlotte for the Women's Royal Rumble. I think it's going to be Charlotte. I think it needs to be Charlotte. I wouldn't mind if it's Charlotte. I miss Charlotte. I could say her name a million times. Charlotte's one of those people, and I'll throw Becky Lynch in there as well. People on social media are like, oh, it's too much Becky, it's too much Charlotte, it's oversaturated, we see them all the time, and then they're off TV for a long time, and all those some people are like, oh, no one's elevating the women's division, like, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, because you don't have the Beckys and the Charlottes to help elevate the women's division. Like, they are needed. It just is what it is. They are top stars. They are those women in that division. We need a Charlotte. You're not going to tell me Charlotte Tiffy wouldn't be an epic match? Like, take my money now for a match like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it.
What do you think the reaction will be when Charlotte wins? 2-time winner, right?
Yeah. So it'll be negative. Let's be real. I feel like poor Charlotte has more haters than she has fans because everyone, and I've gone to arguments with people where they're like, oh, if her last name wasn't Flair, and like nothing makes me angrier is just blasphemy to me. I think she's one of the greatest women's pro wrestlers I've ever had the pleasure of being a fan and watching. You can't tell me that it wouldn't elevate Tiffany Stratton to have a WrestleMania match with Charlotte Flair.
I love me some Charlotte, and I know that the crowd will not be happy if Charlotte wins this, but she's going to use it to her advantage. The WrestleMania feud is going to be so good, so I'm so excited for it. But let's move to the second person.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, obviously. It is the Charlotte and Becky's world. In January, Fightful confirmed that Becky signed a new deal with WWE, and it was rumored that Netflix really, really wanted her in the mix with Raw coming to Netflix, but she was not there for the premiere. Then it was announced that she joined the cast of Star Trek Starfleet, which is so awesome.
Yeah,
but then
sick.
I looked into it. End of January, the filming concluded, so which means she's free.
Which means we'll see her at the Rumble. I think likely. I would say likely.
Likely. Me too, likely.
It's so funny you mentioned, you say that about Raw because I think something going on Raw right now is we don't have any female heels to really challenge Rhea right now on this road to WrestleMania, which is why we're seeing a lot of Nia Jax because she's getting so much heat on all the brands that she's on. But we're really missing that mega heel, especially now that Liv is kind of being pushed more with the tag team run with Raquel, which I love to see for her. Rhea needs a mega heel to be opposite of her because she's such a
Totally.
babyface and she's so honest champion right now. So originally I was like, I want to see Charlotte face her. Would I hate it if it was Becky Rhea? I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't want to see Rhea lose to Becky because I don't think Becky needs a title to be relevant to do everything that she's done because she is the man and she's Becky Lynch. I wouldn't hate it. I would just want to see Becky full heel, which I've never been sold on before. So it's a tricky situation.
Really?
I don't buy her as a heel. I think she's too loved. Her story of becoming the man is just too relatable and like it makes you love her so much.
I don't know. I kind of hated her when she defeated Bianca Belair in like 20 seconds. I was like, wait a freaking minute.
I hated
But you're
creative
right,
more than I hated her. You know what I mean?
That's true. I love that you brought Becky versus Rhea potential because Wrestle Purists claim that expect a Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley rematch very soon. So that could be coming on. But also, WrestleVotes also said that Becky Lynch's WWE return will factor heavily into high-level WrestleMania plans. So that might be it. Let's move to the next megastar that's been gone for a little bit.
Okay.
So Jade Cargill.
Yes.
She's been gone since that beautiful Chromatica little
Since the
moment.
attack, I think likely. I'm going to say likely for her.
So PW Insider reported that last week Jade Cargill has been seen training at the Performance Center. And following last week's SmackDown where Naomi and Bianca is like, we still don't have any lead on who attacked Jade. Jade posted this tweet saying, you sure? So she's like,
it's coming.
she also posted this like photo of her like drenched in blood, like the Carrie with the blood bucket. So she's definitely planning something. I'll say likely too. I would like to see the story start in Rumble because it is Road to WrestleMania.
I hope we see Jade and I hope in the Rumble. In my mind, like this is what I see happening because everyone thinks it's Naomi, which would make sense in the storyline that attacked her. But what kind of swerve would it be if it ended up being Bianca, who's always this mega lovely baby face? Like, could she, I don't know if I would buy it. It would have to take a lot because she's so loved and I love her so much. But like, imagine Jade shows up and Bianca and Naomi are already in the ring, and they're helping each other out, throwing people over. Jade's music hits. It's a big pop because she's back. She comes in and the three of them like look at each other. Who is she hugging and who is she attacking? And like, you think she's about to attack Naomi, but like,
she attacks Bianca.
She attacks Bianca to let everyone know she knows it was Bianca that attacked her. And Naomi's shocked too because Naomi doesn't expect it. Like, imagine the fucking shock, the shock and awe of like the crowd. I think that would be a wild, crazy moment.
I love that because Bianca's been booked like basically like John Cena. Like you can't see her turning heel, but she was such a good heel back in like NXT. But let's move to the fourth one, Jordynne Grace.
Oh, you know it.
So Fightful confirmed that Jordynne Grace has officially signed with WWE with multi-year deal, and PW Insider is reporting that Jordynne Grace will be 100% in Indianapolis this weekend for the Royal Rumble. But Jordynne likes to play some games.
Yeah,
so
we
she
know.
tweeted out saying, we know.
We know she does.
She posted this saying like, I'm 100% hosting my mom's 50th birthday party this weekend. Love y'all though. And I'm like,
yeah, okay. First of all, I was so mad. I'm so mad that they said a week before the Rumble they talked about her signing. Let her show up and get the huge pop at Rumble and then talk about the deal. Like, I hate that they said the deal first because now it's like, I think it's pretty automatic we're going to see her at the Rumble. Like, it's heavily likely, but I'm excited for her. I remember the pop she got last year and the stare down she had in the ring with Jade Cargill because they're both powerhouse women. So it's like, I'm excited to see where she ends up, like which brand, what kind of feud she's going to get into, because like, I think it's kind of endless for her at this point, and throwing in some new blood in a roster that really needs, I think, some zhuzhing. That's like the word I would say, like just some zhuzhing for the division. I think it's going to be great to see her in it.
I think it's very likely too, but do you think she's going to go straight to main roster or NXT? What do you think?
I think she's going to go to main roster.
I can see it, right?
I think so. I think even like the teases that she does with some of the women, like, oh, I want to face Rhea Ripley, or like the stare down she had with Jade, or like I could see her in Charlotte. Like, there's just too many names that I think in the ring she would be so good with.
So many opportunities. But next name, oh my god, this got me so excited. But you already mentioned this, Nikki Bella.
Oh, 100%. I'm already calling it.
So she showed up on Raw, like, which gagged a lot of people because previously we saw that they had a little bit of a rocky relationship with WWE, and WWE was like not mentioning Nikki Bella's name and stuff like that. Anyway, she showed up on Raw. She did a little bit of like dancing,
which went like viral.
That got the most views out of all the people that showed up on that show.
Yeah.
And TMZ reported that Nikki Bella has been training in case case there's an agreement made for her return to WWE, and conversation between the two sides are underway. And then WrestleVotes added a significant discussions have been taking place between them, with strong expectation from multiple WWE sources that it will happen sooner than later. So that's really cool. And just now, US Weekly interview with Nikki Bella came out. She's saying that she definitely missed being in that ring. She feels like she still got it. So it might happen soon.
I think it's 100% likely to see her at the Rumble. I think for WWE to ignore the response and the reaction she got just being at Raw on Netflix would be a total miss. Like, she still looks amazing. If she's still in the ring in shape, why the hell not? She was just on Traders as well. People are obsessed with that show on Peacock. Like, I kind of just got into it because I like Nikki, so I've been watching a little bit. But like, she's all over the place, and why the hell not? I would be interested to see who, if it were to carry on after Rumble, like who she would kind of be in a feud with, like a rivalry of some sort.
Chelsea.
Oh my God. Literally take my money, because I would love that so much. I still want to see Chelsea with Kelly because, you know, that's her girl.
That's true.
And that would be epic. And I just want to see her become the Diva Slayer like she always talks about, and just kind of have the matches with all the divas.
I know. Yeah, I would love to see her. I think it's likely too. Fightful reported they haven't heard about Brie discussed within WWE. So it might be just Nikki, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. Nikki solo run, I'm here for it.
I'll take 50% over 0% any time of the day.
Another person that's been talked about incessantly lately is Alexa Bliss, because she's been gone from WWE since January of 2023, and she gave birth to her first child in November of 2023. And like a year later, there was a report from PW Insider saying that Alexa Bliss will likely return to WWE by WrestleMania 41 season. But the recent reports about Alexa is that their conversations have been at odds over Alexa Bliss's contract, with WWE canceling Bliss's planned return on January 13 episode of Raw. She was supposed to return in a storyline with Wyatt 6, but she and her representative wanted her to return under a new deal, which is like, go for the chingle. I'm all here for it.
It's always about the money.
WrestlePure also added that there is a contractual issue between the two parties, and she's not factored into any forthcoming plans. And Alexa just tweeted out with the photo of her baby saying that if you need me, I'll be here for a while. So I don't know if she's talking to a baby or she's talking to her fans. Like, it's gonna be interesting. Like, what's going on?
If she didn't post that, I would have been like, I don't think we're seeing her. But I feel like, why, if you're playing with fire, I always think they're playing with fire when they do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you need me, I'll be here for a while, means like, maybe we'll be here all night. I'm just going to be here all night with the baby. I'm so comfortable. Or it means like, I'm going to be mothering for a while and you won't see me. But like, you know, I think they like to kind of keep you guessing, because why wouldn't they? They're entertainers and they're wrestlers at the end of the day, and people are very anticipated for her return. But my gut is telling me that she will not be returning. I think she's my first not likely.
Oh, interesting. Because I personally don't want to see her being involved with Wyatt 6. I know that there are some people that's really into her, and Lily's situation. I was really into Goddess character. So I would say not likely, especially because Road to WrestleMania seems packed as hell.
Yeah, for sure. Take your time, and when you come back, the universe is going to be happy to see her.
Next name that's being mentioned is Asuka, because she's been out of action since May. She got a surgery, so she's been recovering. Fightful reported that there have been some creative discussions about Asuka, and to be specific, they said there's some potential tag team match that was pitched, but it ended up being shot down. And as of right now, they are not sure if Asuka's return is happening anytime soon, and they have not heard her being back in Performance Center for the conditioning, nothing. So it's a bit in a murky territory.
My gut is saying not likely for Asuka to return at the Rumble, which breaks my heart, because I think she's very much needed right now. I think we need some badass mean girls to just be busting down these baby faces and pissing people off, and she's so good at it. She's so entertaining. Like, I always liked Asuka. Unfortunately, I don't know why. My gut is saying most likely not seeing her. And the thing about Asuka is, I feel like, and the same thing about Alexa Bliss, like when they do make their return, if it is on a Raw or if it is at, you know, a PLE or whatever, it's gonna be a big reaction no matter what, because people are going to be excited to see them. So if it happens to not be at the Rumble, I also think that's okay for whatever storyline they're going to be put into.
Because there has been no report of her being in a Performance Center, and there's not really all the damage control is out right now. So I will say like unlikely, but like you said, whenever she comes back, there will be a huge pop, and we want some solid storyline for Asuka, because she's so good, and she won the first Rumble. She's like, she doesn't need that.
I know, she's a queen. Like, let's be real, she's the best.
Now, another name that's floating around is our favorite, Mickie James.
Oh my God. Don't get me started.
So she's back on WWE TV. She's with WWE again with the WWE LFG. It's
Amazing.
not Let's F***ing Go. It's Legend and Future Great.
But also, side note, let's f***ing go.
Yeah, true. So she's on the show as one of the legends that's like mentoring. She's been all over backstage lately in NXT. And she's actually going to be in Indianapolis that weekend, too, because she's going to be at WrestleCon, I think?
Yeah, she will be at WrestleCon.
So with this program also starting in February 16th, I feel like it's going to be the perfect time for her to show up on Rumble and, like, stir up a little bit.
Listen, you know how I feel about Mickie James. She's one of my favorite human beings in the world. She's one of my favorite people to watch in pro wrestling. I think the pop for Mickie would be massive. Yeah. She's the one who, to me, started the revolution of, like, the TNA crossover. So like I would love to see her and the reaction of Jordynne, if Jordynne's in the ring already, when Mickie shows up, or how it would be with the two of them, because it's emotional and it's very significant of everything that's happening with the partnership. So like, please put Mickie James in there. I could see her with anybody. I absolutely love her. I think the crowd would shake if she showed up. I would love to see her come out to hardcore country and like with her boots and like her swag walking down to the ring. Like, I think it's been too long since we've seen her on TV in a ring. I think we're all kind of chomping at the bit for it. So Mickie James, get your ass in there so we can cheer for you, because I'm excited. Yes. And I think Nick Aldis would be happy as well.
Hell yeah. So I'll say likely because I think it's going to be a great promotion for a new show. She can go. She's in her peak era right now. Hell so she can go. I think it's easy. Just put her in there. It's going to be an amazing moment. Next name. This is someone I really want to see in Rumble. Jazz. So Jazz, there was this like photo that's been floating around with her new gear. And we were like, wait, what is going on? What is going on? And it was just reported that she was on TNA taping last weekend. She was participating in a TNA Knockouts #1 contender battle royale. And I was like, that is a perfect practice for Royal Rumble.
Just saying. I mean, could you imagine? That would be, I didn't even think about Jazz. I did see the post, and I think she posted something with Tommy Dreamer as well after the TNA saying like, happy to be back. Thanks for the call or whatever. So like, would I love to see it? Absolutely. I think that would be pretty epic. I think the reaction would be humongous, but I would say not likely, even though it's something I would love to see. But would I love to see it? Absolutely, I would love to see it, and I love Jazz.
I'm going to say likely because WWE has been talking to her. She was invited officially on the WrestleMania, WWE World for WrestleMania 40. So she's been in the talks. So I feel like this could be something that I would love to see. I think I'll just say it's likely. Next one's really interesting. Okay. So LayCool, the Flawless. Layla has been the one that's been always like no, because Michelle McCool has been on 3 Royal Rumbles already. Lately, she's been in tons of podcasts talking about that she's really open to wrestling again. She's been super active on social media. She wants to be back. Yeah. And Michelle McCool, I feel like, I guess like Layla rub off of her a little bit. Right. She's been posting about Rumble like a lot. She's
I know. I saw that. I want to see it. Oh my God. I would love that so much. Could you imagine? I feel like the more you talk like things into existence, it's because you talk them into existence. So I think her saying like, oh, it's never going to happen. And now she's on all these podcasts. And then you have Michelle as well, like doing all these kinds of things. It's kind of putting it into the atmosphere. And if it's not, it's a huge tease for the fans. And it's going to upset me if she doesn't show up. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of cruel if you're just messing with us. The fact that the door's even open and we can discuss this many kind of surprises is what I love about the Royal Rumble so much. I would love to see it. I'm going to say likely.
I'm going to say unlikely, only because I feel like this worked with Michelle last time, because remember last time she was like, wow, I did not get invited to Rumble, like whatever. And then she got invited like last minute. She like wrestled in Uggs. So I don't know if it's going to work twice, but I want them to have a proper storyline heading into like WrestleMania. Because remember that one time, like Natty and Beth were in that tag team championship and that was really awesome?
Yes.
I kind of want like multi-tag team match with LayCool included, because I feel like that's going to be so cool.
Could you imagine? That would actually be epic. Honestly, for the women's tag division too, like, please. I think that would actually elevate it so much, just to get like the fans excited and to see if they're going to come back together. Like, could you imagine the pop from like actual fans, like people that know what that is, and like for the newer fans to learn about who they are? Like, I love the kind of authenticity of that. So I'm saying likely just because I want to see it happen. I don't know if it will, but I'm saying likely because I'm manifesting it into the world.
Yeah. I want to see. There's so many good ones. She loves teasing. She's a promo queen. So Cameron just posted this video saying that she's back with the ring gear on. So I don't know how likely this is. I love her though.
Could you,
She's putting
by
her
the way,
name out there.
Could you imagine, like, she comes in to defend her girl in case something happens with Jade or there's a turn? Like,
I'd love that.
I don't know. I could see it. I think she's good at the teases, and that's why I love her, and that's why she's so entertaining. Is it like, I'm gonna say no to likely. I'm gonna say not likely, but I kind of love that she's making us all think about it.
I'll say unlikely, but her wrestling matches recently has been so good, so I'm like, I would like to see it. Another big one is, I can't, like, if this happened, I'll be like, crying.
I wonder if I know what you're going to say. Are you going to say
rock
Trish?
And roll. Yes, Trish Stratus. So I knew that Trish was going to be in town because she was booked for the Fanatics fan signing experience by WWE.
Right.
But WrestleVotes reported that Trish Stratus has reportedly been discussed for this weekend's Royal Rumble match. So she's being talked about.
Why the hell not? Trish obviously is still, you know what I mean? They just had her, that wasn't even a year ago when she was in the storyline, when she was with Zoe Stark and doing all that kind of stuff. Like, she could still go. She still gets an amazing crowd reaction. Everyone loves her. Why the hell not put Trish in there? She still looks amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to be there all ready for the weekend. 1,000% put Trish in there. I would love to see it. And she would get a massive pop and it would be awesome. And she's like a legend that's not completely gone from it. You know what I mean? I'm going to say likely because she's still keeping so close in with the WWE universe and what she's doing. So I wouldn't even be shocked if she showed up. I would just be excited.
I would say unlikely because Trish is very meticulous with what she does. I feel like whenever she returns, she has like a reason and like storyline. I don't know exactly what the storyline will be right now. Although she just announced that she has a Trish Stratus Foundation for the up and coming athletes. So maybe that, but I don't.
Or maybe it's just a one-off in the Rumble, just to get the pop and the shock.
Knowing the queen, she's always a big planner. She's a big planner. So I don't think she's going to come back for just one-off. But you know what?
Have to do something with Mickie James. I'll take my money in WrestleMania. I don't care. Are you nuts?
That would be good. That would be good.
Doesn't need to be a title. Just put them in the ring together. I'll be like, I'll watch it.
The last name I want to talk about is everyone's shaking their boots waiting for this to happen for years. AJ Lee, she retired 10 years ago. WrestleVotes reported back in last October that WWE is totally on board for AJ Lee return. They would welcome it, but it's really up to her if she will say yes or no, right? And then CM Punk this weekend was like teasing like, oh, I have this big one that I have a big prediction, blah, blah, blah.
There's a big one that I'm not going to say because I'm going to get in trouble.
And then we also saw during Seth Rollins and CM Punk's segment, they were like poking fun at like each other's wives or something like that. Like, so Becky and AJ. So I don't know. I feel like this might happen.
Honestly, if it happens, I want to see her come out last because I think that would be by far the biggest reaction of the night. If it does happen, I think I would actually get chills if it happened because it's something that everybody has been wanting for so long, and she's always so nonchalant when she's asked about it, or she's never been talking about coming back. So it's always like we want her, but there's never really talks about it. Never gets close to it. And CM Punk always teases it, which, you know, bless his heart, that's what he does. That's his woman. He's going to have fun with it. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine like AJ and Becky and then the feud of like Seth and Punk?
Yes.
It's like, the lining up of it would be
so good.
Epically amazing. It's hard because it's such a stretch for me to see it happen because she hasn't talked about coming back, but I want her to so bad because I just know how it will react. So I'm going to say likely just because I want it so badly. But if she does, I want her to be last because I want her to get like the reaction that it deserves, where it's like shock and awe. Because that would be a shocking moment, in my opinion, like the most shocking thing that we could see.
I think it's likely this year. I feel like it's likely this year because 10 years from the retirement, I feel like there is like some kind of importance of her returning 10 years later. But also the fact that they're like keep planting seeds. I can totally see this like mixed tag match happening for WrestleMania. Becky and Rollins versus AJ and Punk. That seems like a perfect Mania match.
Dude, could you... I can't even talk about it because I hate talking about things that aren't booked because I want them so badly. Like, I'm just thinking about like watching that match at WrestleMania. I would be so invested. I love the intergender tag matches, especially when there's like emotion involved and they're couples and stuff. I love stuff like that because, you know, I watch these soap operas and these shows and I just think it's so much fun. And it has to be fun for them too. And that's why it's fun for us to watch because they love working with each other and like so that would be crazy. And there doesn't need to be a title on line. Like, nobody cares. They just want to see the four of them together. So,
yes.
Let's manifest that.
Manifest that. Those are all the rumors that's circulating right now. There's a lot. I know that there is 29 women that's ready to go backstage, but these are all the rumors that's circulating around. So there is a lot that could happen. I'm excited.
Also, wait, who is your pick? Because you didn't tell me. Who's your pick to win?
Oh, I think...
the big exasperated breath is my favorite.
You picked Charlotte, right?
Yeah, I picked Charlotte.
I'm gonna go with Io.
Ooh,
I think she's a dark horse, and I don't think anyone's gonna be upset if she wins.
No, I actually don't, and she's phenomenal. So that's a good pick. But I still think it's gonna be Charlotte.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining in for this episode, Gabby. Where can we all find you?
Oh my gosh, you can find me on X and Instagram at Gab Laspisa. If you want to follow my podcast on Instagram at GabbyAFPod, and then go to youtube.com/@GabbyAFShow, and that is where you can watch all my episodes, all my content, and I have new episodes that come out every Friday, sometimes more than just Fridays, and you can listen to them anywhere, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, and you got some big episodes lined up this weekend, right, at Rumble?
I do have some good interviews lined up, so you're gonna wanna tune in for sure. I'm gonna be getting a lot of content. I'm meeting up with a lot of my friends there.
And you can find me at DSN on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and make sure to leave who you think will come back this weekend. Let's make all these predictions. Let's see who's the best predictor out of all of you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.